Hello and a very good morning. You're watching the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha television. Here are this morning's headlines. Foreign secretaries of India and Pakistan to meet on the sidelines of the Heart of Asia conference in Delhi, meeting to allow both sides to take stock of investigations into Pathankot attack. Over 78% polling reported in fourth phase of elections in West Bengal. Both TMC and CPIM Congress combined claim victory. Haryana Janhit Congress decides to merge with the Congress party leader Kuldeep Bishnoi meets Rahul Gandhi, says merger to uproot BJP from the state. Jawaharlal Nehru University rusticates 3 students over sedition row. Umar Khalid rusticated for 1 semester. Kanhaiya Kumar fined 10,000 rupees. Donald Trump reacts to pact between Republican candidates Ted Cruz and John Kasich, calls it a desperate act. Attacks 2 over alliance they announced to ensure Trump does not win nomination. Well, more than 3 months after the Indo-Pak Foreign Secretary level dialogue was postponed following the Pathankot terror attacks, the 2 foreign secretaries will meet on the sidelines of a multilateral conclave in Delhi today. Foreign Secretary Subramanyam Jaishankar and his Pakistani counterpart Aizaz Ahmad Chaudhry will meet on the sidelines of the Heart of Asia conference, a multilateral forum of the countries supporting reconstruction of war-ravaged Afghanistan. The 2 diplomats are expected to discuss various issues, with Pakistan seeking to revive the stalled peace process. The meeting could provide an opportunity for the 2 sides to take stock of the investigations into the Pathankot terror attack. The Indian side is keen about Pakistan's position on NIA's reciprocal visit to Pakistan. However, Pakistani sources say no major breakthrough is expected in the meeting. This will be Chaudhry's first bilateral meeting with Jaishankar after the proposed meeting on January 14th and 15th was cancelled following the Pathankot terror attack on January 2nd this year. The Pak Foreign Secretary will also hold bilateral meetings with other countries during the conclave. External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj has been admitted to the All India Institutes of Medical Sciences in Delhi after complaining of congestion in the chest. She underwent some tests and has been kept under observation. Doctors treating her said her condition is stable and there is nothing to worry about. According to sources at AIIMS, she was admitted to the old private ward of Pulmonary Medicine department around 5 p.m. on Monday. Around 10 p.m, Swaraj was shifted to the Cardio Neuro Center of the hospital. The Union Minister is scheduled to meet Pakistan's Foreign Secretary Aizaz Ahmad today. Well, the budget session resumed on Monday in Parliament after a recess, and on the first day itself, Rajya Sabha saw several disruptions by the Congress over the imposition of President's rule in Uttarakhand. It accused the union government of destabilizing chosen governments. Meanwhile, in the Lok Sabha, Home Minister Rajnath Singh said that the political crisis in the state was due to the Congress's internal problems. Here's a report.
As soon as proceedings began in Lok Sabha on Monday, several opposition parties, including the Congress, raised the issue of President's rule imposed in Uttarakhand. The opposition parties accused the government of trying to do away with democratic setups. Replying to the opposition charges, Home Minister Rajnath Singh said the political crisis in both Uttarakhand and Arunachal Pradesh was due to the Congress's internal politics.
हमारी पार्टी के द्वारा अथवा एनडीए के द्वारा ये कोई संकट पैदा नहीं किया गया है। संकट जो पैदा हुआ है यह सब इनके दल का आंतरिक संकट है, जिसके परिणाम स्वरूप एक ऐसी स्थिति वहां पर पैदा हुई।
The Congress had earlier brought in an adjournment motion which was rejected by Speaker Sumitra Mahajan, leading to the opposition parties creating uproar in the House. During 0 hour, leader of the Congress party in the House, Mallikarjun Kharge, also accused the government of murdering democracy. He also said that the NDA government had destabilized the governments in both Uttarakhand and Arunachal Pradesh.
The government celebrates the Constitution Day and speak loud about Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, and in contrast take every possible measures to strangle democracy and suffocate a dissenting views.
The Uttarakhand matter is in Supreme Court for now. Pranav Goswami's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
has banned import of milk and milk products, certain mobile phones and a few other items from China after finding them substandard or not following security codes. Commerce Minister Nirmala Sitharaman informed Lok Sabha on Monday that India banned import of milk and milk products from China as their quality was unacceptable. Sitharaman said some mobile phones which do not carry international mobile station equipment identity numbers or other security features and some steel products have also been banned from importing from China. Meanwhile, a massive fire broke out at FICCI Auditorium building in Mandi House in New Delhi early this morning. Two fire officials were seriously injured while trying to contain the blaze and were rushed to a hospital where they are said to be in a critical condition. As many as 35 fire tenders were pressed into service and the operation to contain the flames is underway. The fire was reported on the top floor of the FICCI Auditorium building, which was being renovated and later spread to other floors. The few people who were in the building were evacuated by the time the fire officials reached the spot.
This is a real loss, and we will assess the loss when the building is again handed over to us, and immediately we'll assess and we'll see how the recovery plan can be made. But immediately I have ordered energy and fire audit of all our establishments.
ये नेशनल म्यूजियम ऑफ नेचुरल हिस्ट्री है, उसका ऑफिस है और उसमें आइटम्स हैं. उस फ्लोर के आसपास मतलब आग थी और बाद में धीरे धीरे बढ़ी है, तो उसमें देखेंगे कि किस तरह आग लगी थी.
Well, let's now get you some election-related news. Well, over 78% polling was registered in the fourth phase of elections that concluded in West Bengal on Monday. The Election Commission said that barring sporadic incidents of violence, the polling was largely peaceful. Here's a report.
Sweltering heat, sporadic violence and allegations of electoral malpractice. All this marked the fourth phase of the elections in the state. 49 assembly constituencies went to polls in this phase on Monday.
Up to 5 p.m., the total voter turnout reported is 78.05%.
Polling took place in the two districts of Howrah in 16 seats and North 24 Parganas with 33 constituencies. Over 1 crore voters across 12,481 polling stations, including 27 auxiliary booths, were eligible to decide the fate of 345 candidates that included 40 women. Barring sporadic incidents of violence, the Election Commission said the election was smooth.
Some clashes were reported. There also police immediately rushed. FIRs have been filed against the miscreants and many arrests have been made.
The outcome of the fourth phase will decide the fate of many Trinamool Congress ministers, including Finance Minister Amit Mitra, Agriculture Minister Purnendu Basu, Law Minister Chandrama Bhattacharya and Tourism Minister Bratya Basu. Former TMC Minister Madan Mitra stood from the Kamarhati seat in North 24 Parganas district. Mitra was arrested by the CBI in December 2014 in the multi-crore Sarada chit fund scam.
In 2011 assembly elections for these 49 constituency, the final figure of voter turnout was 83.81%, whereas for the parliament election which took place in 2014, the figure of voter turnout finally after all reconciliation was 81.49%.
Polling for the 5th and 6th phases will be held on April 30th and May 5th for 53 and 25 constituencies each. Results of the polls will be announced on May 19th. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Meanwhile, TMC Chief Mamata Banerjee has claimed that her party has reached the majority mark after the completion of the fourth phase of elections on Monday. With 2 more phases to go, Mamata claimed victory. As for the opposition, the CPIM has said that their alliance with the Congress will win 200 seats. The TMC chief claimed that her government in the last 5 years had undertaken various development projects and turned Bengal into the favourite industrial destination. West Bengal Congress chief Adir Chaudhary, on the other hand, claimed that the Trinamool Congress would cease to exist after the results were announced on May 19. Chaudhary said people had been able to resist the terror tactics of the TMC. So far, elections have been held in 216 of the constituencies in the states. Let's now take a quick check on all the other election-related stories this morning. MDMK chief Vaiko has declared that he will not contest in the upcoming assembly polls. He alleged that rival DMK was planning to engineer caste violence centered around him. The DMK has, however, dismissed Vaiko's charge, alleging that the MDMK leader has pulled out of the contest as he was peeved about not being made the candidate for the top job for the third front. The chief ministerial candidate of the alliance is DMDK leader actor Vijay Kant. CPIM and BJP have lodged complaints to the Election Commission against State Minister and TMC candidate Purnendu Bose for allegedly helping in malpractices in his constituency and demanded repolling in the seat. Election Commission officials, however, said that they were yet to receive any such complaint. Bose was unable for comments. The Election Commission and the Income Tax Department raided a gold manufacturing unit in Coimbatore and seized a huge amount of gold ornaments that were to be distributed to voters. The income tax officials are still conducting a search to find out which political party had given this order. Meanwhile, hundreds of jewel traders have shut down their shops, raising slogans against the EC, saying that a jewel trader can have any amount of stock in their shops. Moving on to political news from other states now, former Haryana Chief Minister Bhajan Lal's son Kuldeep Bishnoi's party, the Haryana Janhit Congress, will merge with the Congress. The decision was taken after Kuldeep Bishnoi met Rahul Gandhi on Monday. The merger is expected to give a boost to the Congress among non-charts. The decision was taken to uproot the BJP from the state. The date of the merger is yet to be announced. Bishnoi insisted that the decision to merge is non-conditional. The Haryana Janhit Congress had earlier allied with the BJP, but now they are confident that the merger of the HAC and the Congress will mark the beginning of the BJP's fall. HAC was floated by Bishnoi's father and former Chief Minister Bhajan Lal in 2007 after he broke away from the Congress.
ये हमारा फैसला हो गया है। हरियाणा जनहित कांग्रेस पार्टी कांग्रेस में विलय करने जा रही है। क्लीन स्वीप होगा हर हालत के अंदर, क्योंकि चौधरी भजन लाल जी का बहुत बड़ा रुतबा रहा है, बहुत बड़ी लेगेसी हमारी रही है और हमारा प्रयास ये रहेगा कि हम जो चौधरी भजन लाल जी ने 2005 में 67 सीट्स दी, 90 में थे, हम वो रिकॉर्ड तोड़े अगले चुनाव में।
In other news now, the Jawaharlal Nehru University on Monday rusticated Umar Khalid along with the two other students and fined union leader Kanhaiya Kumar in connection with an event organized to mark the death anniversary of Afzal Guru. Umar Khalid, who was charged with sedition along with Kanhaiya Kumar, has been rusticated for 1 semester and fined 20,000 rupees, while another student, Mujib Gatu, has been rusticated for 2 semesters. The third student arrested on the sedition charge, Anirban Bhattacharya, has been rusticated till the 15th of July. He has also been barred from pursuing any course in JNU for the next 5 years. Umar and Anirban were blamed for triggering communal violence and disrupting communal harmony on the campus, while Mujib was found guilty of participating in sloganeering. JNU Student Union President Kanhaiya Kumar was found guilty of indiscipline and misconduct and fined 10,000 rupees. The JNU had constituted a 5-member high-level inquiry committee to investigate the controversial event at the campus on February 9th. JNU Students Union President Kanhaiya Kumar, Umar and Anirban were arrested on charges of sedition in February in connection with the controversial event and are out on bail. Their arrests had triggered widespread protests at JNU and many other universities. It's time for a short break now, but we'll be right back. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching Rajya Sabha television. Let's now get you the latest on the weather. The mercury continued to soar in major parts of the country, with Bengaluru surpassing an 85-year-old record. Here's a detailed report.
With the mercury skyrocketing in Karnataka, Bengaluru beat an 85-year-old record with a staggering 39.2 degrees Celsius. The high temperatures are expected to continue for few more days till it rains in the city.
We have recorded the highest ever maximum temperature of 39.2. It has broken the all-time record for the month of April. That was 38.3, which was recorded on the 30th of April, 1931.
The heat wave also continued unabated in Odisha, with Titlagarh becoming the hottest place at 48.5 degrees Celsius in the country. The state government, which earlier declared school holidays till April 26th, announced summer vacation in advance. Most parts of Tamil Nadu experienced an unprecedented heat wave, with temperatures crossing the 40 degrees Celsius mark. Vellore recorded the highest of 43.7 degrees Celsius.
Titlagarh has recorded 48.5 degree. We have been in touch with the Met Office, and they have reported that in few places the temperature may go down by 1 or 2 degrees, but it would remain above 42 degrees in most of the places. Keeping that in mind, the government has decided to close the schools for summer vacation.
दिन भर बहुत गर्मी है, हम लोग रह नहीं पाते, घर के अंदर भी रहते नहीं, बाहर भी रहते नहीं, सब बाहर से ऐसे घूम के दिन गुजारते हैं. सुबह के टाइम में, शाम के टाइम में जरा से हवा आने से ठंडा लगता है जरा से.
The ongoing heat wave will continue in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana for at least 5 more days. According to weather officials, the maximum temperature will cross 45 degrees Celsius. Patna remained the hottest place in Bihar with the maximum temperature at 41.1 degrees Celsius. In West Bengal, Bankura district touched the highest at 43.8 degrees Celsius, while Kolkata recorded an above normal 40.2 degrees Celsius. Hisar in Haryana recorded a high of 39.4 degrees Celsius. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, at a time when the central and southern states are witnessing blazing heat, floods continue to wreak havoc in northeast India. Now, almost 1 lakh people have been affected across 6 districts in the first wave of floods in Assam. Tinsukia, Sonitpur, Shivsagar and Lakhimpur districts are among the worst affected, with flood waters entering houses in low-lying areas and flooding large areas of cropland. Authorities have opened 40 relief camps in Shivsagar, Tinsukia, Dibrugarh and Charaidio, where 7,412 inmates are taking shelter. Army teams have also been deployed for search and rescue operations in flood-affected areas of Charaidio district. The Assam State Disaster Management Authority says so far nearly 5,000 hectares of crop area has already been affected. Now, meanwhile, train services are being controlled due to further landslides.
কালিৰ পৰা তেওঁলোকে যিসকল ব্যক্তি আছে তেওঁলোকে হয়তো কালিৰ পৰাহে সময় পাইছে নি আকচুৱা তেওঁলোকে কি কৰি থাকিলে তেওঁলোকৰ কৰ্মচাৰী আছে কৰ্মচাৰী আহিলে কৰ্মচাৰী থাকিলে নহব কাম কৰিব লাগিব হয়তো ইয়াৰ নামত বহুতে লাখ লাখ টকা নিজৰ পকেটত ভৰাবলগীয়া.
Well, economists and sociologists are expressing concern over the seriousness of the drought situation in the country. Swaraj Abhiyan leader Yogendra Yadav says that the government is deliberately undermining schemes like Narega and increasing rural distress. You can watch Yogendra Yadav on State of the Economy on Rajya Sabha television at 10 p.m. tonight.
The drought situation gripping farmers is unprecedented, but says it's the government's response that is making matters worse. Political leaders like Swaraj Abhiyan leader Yogendra Yadav claim the central government is deliberately aggravating matters by squeezing out schemes like Narega that could actually make a difference.
Central government says fiscal constraints. We don't have money. The back door, the government has put budgetary ceilings and is squeezing Narega.
Yadav also blamed what he calls the politics of declaration behind the worsening situation. Declaration of a drought forces the state to shoulder some compulsory financial obligations that it may not be willing to do.
Drought hit. So that's the politics of declaration. The moment you declare drought, you have to offer some relief to the farmers in terms of loan waivers, in terms of crop loss compensation.
170 eminent citizens have written to Prime Minister Narendra Modi underscoring the seriousness of the situation. They say that the government's response is lacking in both urgency or compensation. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Moving on now, India has stated that the persisting undemocratic systems of international governance are creating hindrances for effective participation of developing countries in global decision-making processes. The statement went on to say that the global divide is more evident today. Speaking at the UNHRC meeting, the permanent representative of India at the UN, Ajit Kumar, spoke about the historical significance of the developmental divide. He stated that the global development divide of today can trace its origins in an array of historical injustices that have somehow never completely disappeared from the equation. India had called for a strong political will and genuine commitment of the international community to make the right to development a working reality. India stressed that the challenge of guaranteeing human rights becomes nearly impossible to tackle in the face of unmet human needs. Some international news now. In the U.S., rival Republican presidential candidates Ted Cruz and John Kasich joined hands against frontrunner Donald Trump. Both announced they are coordinating strategies to stop Trump from getting the 1,237 delegates he needs for an outright win. Here's more.
Is that 65 to 70% of Republicans nationally understand that Donald Trump is not the best candidate to go head-to-head with Hillary Clinton. That if we nominate Donald Trump, Hillary wins, and she wins by double digits. And by the way, if Hillary wins, it means we lose the Senate.
Republican White House rivals Ted Cruz and John Kasich playing their final card to stop frontrunner Donald Trump. Both will coordinate strategies, staying out of each other's way in the upcoming state primaries to block Trump from winning the Republican presidential nomination. Cruz would now focus on campaigns in Indiana and give Kasich a clear shot in Oregon and New Mexico, where he is expected to fare well.
The Indiana election a week from Tuesday is a pivotal moment for our nation. And so I want to ask each and every person here to come out and vote for me 10 times. Now look, we're not Democrats. I'm not suggesting voter fraud.
Quick to react, Trump called Cruz and Kasich totally desperate, even as he pushed for votes in Maryland.
We're going to win on the border. We're going to win with education. We're going to get rid of Common Core. We're going to win on health care. We're going to build the wall. We're going to win at the border. We're going to have people come in legally only. And we're going to win with trade. We're going to have our jobs coming back, and no other jobs are leaving Maryland or any place else, folks.
Donald Trump has a clear lead in delegates, but could fall short of the 1,237 number needed to win outright. Currently, Trump has 845 delegates, Cruz 559 and Kasich 148. If Trump cannot reach the target, then the vote will go to a contested convention, where a different nominee may emerge through negotiations among party figures. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Donald Trump had to say to this pact against him.
We're going to win on the border. We're going to win with education. We're going to get rid of Common Core. We're going to win on health care. We're going to build the wall. We're going to win at the border. We're going to have people come in legally only. And we're going to win with trade. We're going to have our jobs coming back, and no other jobs are leaving Maryland or any place else, folks.
Meanwhile, John Ridsdale, a Canadian held hostage by Islamist militants in the Philippines, has been killed at the hands of his captors. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau emphasized that Canada condemns the brutality of this unnecessary death. Ridsdale had been held hostage with 3 others since September of 2015. Last month, Islamist militant group Abu Sayyaf released a video that appeared to show Ridsdale and the other captives pleading for their lives as armed masked men stood behind them. One of the masked men in the video had threatened to do something terrible against these captives if the captors' demands, which included ransom, were not met. Trudeau said Canada would not comment or release any information that could compromise the other hostages' safety or ongoing efforts to release them.
I am outraged by the news that a Canadian citizen, John Ridsdale, held hostage in the Philippines since September 21st, 2015, has been killed at the hands of his captors. Canada condemns without reservation the brutality of the hostage takers and this unnecessary death. This was an act of cold-blooded murder, and responsibility rests squarely with the terrorist group who took him hostage. The Government of Canada is committed to working with the Government of Philippines and international partners to pursue those responsible for this heinous act.
Let's shift focus now and bring you up to date with some sports news. Indian rower Dattu Bokhanal qualified for the Rio Olympics after winning a silver in the finals of the men's single sculls at the 2016 FISA Asian and Oceania Olympic qualification in South Korea. The 25-year-old army man clocked 7 minutes 7.49 seconds in the 2-kilometer course to finish second and qualify for the Rio Olympics. 14-time Grand Slam champion Rafael Nadal has filed a lawsuit against former French government minister Roselyne Bachelot, who accused him of doping. The 29-year-old issued a statement on Monday saying that he had filed a case for defamation against Bachelot in the Paris law courts. Last month, former Minister for Health and Sport Bachelot had said Nadal's 7-month absence in 2012 was probably due to a positive doping test. Juventus were crowned Serie A champions for a 5th season in a row after Napoli's loss to Roma on Monday. Juventus had won their Sunday's game against Fiorentina to put themselves on the brink of glory, and Napoli's failure to win on Monday meant Juve can no longer be caught. That's it on this edition of the Breakfast News. Have a good day.